appreciate you for all coming.
All right, so we're live. We're back. We've sorted out our technical issues. We've got our Women's Tribune, our Los Angeles Tribune Women's Journal Network coming up. I'm going to bring back the live, and yeah, let's go rock and roll. Thank you very much for your patience and grace.
It launched earlier this year in January. We didn't have an opportunity to celebrate it in person because of the LA fires. And so we're here to celebrate all of your stories. You know, it's all about women empowerment. There's so many women leaders at the Los Angeles Tribune, like our COO, Parisa Rose, Mary Glorfield, who helps support and facilitate all of our events, our editor-in-chief, Ava Emanuel, Donna Campbell. Our CEO, Mo Rock, really believes in women leaders, in women's stories and empowerment. So I would love each and every one of you to introduce yourself and share more about why you decided to be a part of the Women's Journal and what the theme was that you chose to write about. I'll start with you.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Terry Clifton. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Terry Clifton. And what brought me to the Women's Journal is that some things I've gone through in life that I wrote about in the book and also wrote in my article coming out in the next issue of the Los Angeles Women's Journal. And it's about healing through that pain. And what I learned from it is that your mess ends up being your message, and your test ends up being your testimony. And to help others is for reasons to help others to also pull them out of situations they've been in. So as I was going through, God literally told me, I allowed you to feel pain so that you can heal it in others. So that's my message.
Thank you, Terry. That is so beautiful. Oh, wow. And this whole evening has been amazing, and I'm so honored to be here. I'm Elizabeth Canty, an award-winning author, speaker, podcaster, and inner transformation coach. And my book is called Living Enlightened, The Joy of Integrating Spirit, Mind, and Body. And what I've heard all night, and I'm going to get emotional, but that's the journey, is really finding out who we are, living authentically, and bringing that all together, integrating spirit, you know, the divine within us, the voice within us that guides us to our passion so that we can love our life and live that passion and be inspired. And through that inspiration, just what you were saying, Terry, is that we can then heal that in ourselves so that we can heal that in others. And now we're not just living our life in wholeness and oneness and speaking our authentic voice. Now we are helping others to do that, and we are making this world magical, just like this evening. And the Women's Journal is these incredible women with these stories of healing and helping others. And I'm so blessed to be surrounded by all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. My name is Bex Gold, and I first just want to say that I relate to all of these women so much, and I too am so honored to be here, part of the Los Angeles Tribune. My article came out in the inaugural edition a couple months back, so if you haven't read that, go online, find it, read it. It's fantastic. All the women's stories are so just bold and brave and authentic and loving, and they're just great and inspiring. And just to speak to something you just said, Elizabeth, is, you know, living your authentic self. That's a lot about what I write about, in learning how to really be resilient. I wrote about that in my article. It was from trials to triumphs and all of the things that life throws at you and the difficult times that we have. We all have them. And I have to dig down and find that grit and find that reason. When I say that, I think of the word ikigai, which is a Japanese word, and in short, it's four things, but really in short, it is what I get up for every day. And if you find that and you own it and you become it and you're passionate about it, it just means everything to you. All those things you go through, you just learn and grow and become even more. And so that's what my article is about. And I'm in the middle of writing a book called Fierce, Fearless, and Free Forever. And it just embodies all of those things and how to live your life that way.
Thank you, Bex. And everything that you've talked about has to do with perseverance. And that's one of the reasons, too, that I wrote my article for the LA Tribune. My name is Gail Larson, and at this moment, I am an author, and I am a writer. But prior to that, because no one, just like what he said about becoming on the Wonder Years, you just don't become who you are at that moment. So I spent 15 years as an educator, and I spent 30 years in the educational publishing space. So that has brought me to where I can actually write about my own experiences. And my article for the LA Tribune is called My Words, My Moments, My Legacy, because it's all about the legacy that I not leave behind, but I carry forward. And it's also about quotability, because when you are quotable, that means people will remember what you say, how you say it, and remember you for who you are.
And I have to say, we have to say a special thank you to the managing director of the Los Angeles Tribune Women's Journal, Karen Hall, who could not be here with us today because she is at an event with Holocaust survivors here in Los Angeles, but she sends her regards, and it's so beautiful that she brought all of you together here. We just heard from Jessica Lee, who is a contributing author to the LA Tribune Digital News, and she came out with an article last week that was called The Great Realignment. And it was encouraging people to reflect and look in about what alignment looks like for them in their lives. And so I would love to ask each one of you, what does alignment mean for you, and how have you tried to find it in your own life?
Thank you so much, Alicia. For me, alignment is being in tune with the Word of God. That is my foundation that I use daily. His Word is spirit and life. And so if I go a day or a couple of days without even reading His Word, I feel misaligned. It feels like the rest of my day is just off course. So for me to be in alignment, I have to definitely start with His Word, speak that Word back to me so I can see what I said after I hear what He already told me.
That was beautiful. Thank you. And mine is very similar in a way. It's that alignment is, for me, the alignment of spirit, mind, and body. And I use the word integrate or integral because they are all integral. And if we leave one out, we will feel misaligned. And if we become still enough, we hear that small, still voice within that is guiding us always through any situation, through the challenges, and through the successes, which can bring us down fast too sometimes. And that small, still voice will keep us aligned if we would just give it a little bit of time to listen. And then we integrate that with mind and body. We heard from Joseph McClellan III talking about, the psychology and the 10 toxic things. We can remove those and we automatically just feel that synchronicity of alignment and flow, that beautiful flow state.
Thank you for that. That was beautiful. For me, alignment is really about living to your full potential, living boldly, living fiercely, and just knowing like what that joy feels like. I feel like life is so short. We get caught up in the everyday and the mundane. Why? We don't have that much time right here on earth, right? So make sure that you're taking advantage of every moment. Have joy in your heart. Give that joy to others. Help them live in their alignment and in their joy, and give of yourself everything. We all have a gift to give. You're important and you matter, and everyone has a gift to give someone else. And when you do that, you just find that alignment and live in that joy, and life becomes joyful every day, and that's how we all should live, because you just don't have a lot of time. And it's evident, especially when you have a lot of loss in your life, which I've had. So that wakes you up to say, oh my gosh, it could be tomorrow. I better do good things. So, for me, that's the alignment.
That's funny. So for me to talk about alignment, I have to think about, what does it feel like not to be in alignment? Do you feel out of your element? And when you feel out of your element, a lot of times it's because you have forgotten what your purpose is. So in order to be in alignment, You have to understand and feel your purpose. I know there was a comment that was made earlier. We're all in this because we want to be wealthy. But of course, wealthy was defined in a very different way. But behind that wealth, behind that health, behind that well being, you have to have a purpose. So if you don't have a purpose, nothing is going to be in alignment for you.
That was so beautiful. And as we come to a close for this part of the segment, would love for each and every one of you, in a few words, to pose a question to our audience that you would like them to think about after they leave here today.
How can you make your life, other people's lives in this world a better place?
Do you know what your passion is now? Not what it was 20 years ago or, 2 days ago, but right now, what your passion is. And do you believe in your heart that you can live that?
And once you have that passion, are you taking action to make it happen? Are you taking action every day towards your dreams?
And for you to think about all of the speakers that we heard today, does it give you a call to action and provide a prompt for perseverance so you can go on and discover the joy within?
Thank you so much, ladies. You can find the LA Tribune Women's Journal online. Lauren was up here earlier on the podcast segment, but she's also a contributor in the first edition of the Women's Journal. And thank you so much, Michael Silvers, for your leadership in driving the creation of the Women's Journal in collaboration with Karen Hall. And thank you to our CEO, Mo, who could not be here today because he is at a nonprofit event recognizing the organization Oak Grove that works with foster youth in Southern California with a Los Angeles Tribune Lifetime Achievement Award. We thank you all for joining us here today. Thank you so much. And in just a moment, thank you so much, ladies. Appreciate you. Thank you. And in just a moment, I'm going to bring back Michael Silvers, who kicked off today's program, to share some remarks with you, and he will be joined by our COO, Parisa.
Awesome. Come on up. You can applaud Parisa. Me, all right, everybody come on. There we go, you too. We couldn't do this alone, so we've done it with all of you. So first of all, give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Secondly, just to set up, for those of you online, thank you for staying with us. It's been a great event. It's great to have them on, and part of it, for those of you that are here, Joseph McClendon, in a moment, we're going to take him to the back. He's going to do a signing of the books that you purchased. There's actually only, I think, 6 books left. So if you want to get one, in a moment, you can go back there and purchase them. We thank all the speakers for being here tonight, between Joseph McClendon III, Lefty Williams, Trevor Boone, Becky Robbins. Let's give them a thunderous round of applause. Everybody on the panel, and my esteemed team here, they're not team, we are family at the Tribune. Let's give it up for Alicia and Parisa Rose. Awesome. One last word before we go.
We're better together, so get together. I love that. So much was shared tonight. Encourage you all to reflect and take action with something that resonated with you. Don't just leave it here feeling inspired, but take action and share that with us. We want to thank you all for joining us. I know that many of you here flew in to be here with us for the people that were speaking, and we thank you to the community that has been here with us today. We want to let you know that upcoming from May 1st through May 8th, we are celebrating leaders from all around the world with the Los Angeles Tribune Leadership Week, where we will have 200 speakers from around the world, Asia, Europe, the US, South America, share with us. Parisa and Michael Silvers are part of the executive producers of the program. You can learn more at latleadershipweek.com. How to think about that, make sure I got it right for you all. But we highly encourage you to join. It is a global broadcast, and we hope to see you there. Thank you so much, and I'll bring it to Michael to close us out. Thank you.
you for that. Those flyers on the we did earlier, just really quick, but those flyers that are now sitting on the ground that are on your chairs, we are going to be launching the Latin Journal. We're very excited to have Sheila on the cover, and thank Ronnie, our cameraman, right there for that. Give him a round of applause. We are very excited by the Women's Journal. We have the Los Angeles Tribune Vietnam Journals now in its 4th edition and has gone to, I think they're in 18 countries now. And it's just great what's happening. There's a lot of other journals coming. So if that's something you want to be part of, or just talk to me. How's that? Is that simple? Just talk to me. But from the Los Angeles Tribune, myself, Parisa Rose, Alicia, Mr. Morock, Ronnie, who else is here? You know, Alana, the timekeeper, give her a thunderous round of applause, and she was on. We want to thank you all for being here. You spent your time, you spent your money, but really your time you can't give back, but you gave it to us and you gave it to those out there. So thank you, everybody. Let's have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, online.